How's it going, everyone? So in today's video I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things that Henkaku has enabled on our PlayStation Vita consoles. People often ask me, is it worth staying on Henkaku? What's your favorite things to do once you have Henkaku? For me, one of the most exciting things that Henkaku enables on our Vita devices is that it's completely opened the door for English fan translations for certain games. The PlayStation Vita actually reminds me a lot of the Sega Saturn console, in that there are so many more games released inside Japan than there are in English. Now this has a lot of potential for the Vita because a lot of the games that are released in Japan will never see a Western release. However, thanks to passionate fans, it's quite possible that we do see more and more translation projects begin for some of these games, and we get a chance to play them in the years to come. Already since Henkaku was released, there have been quite a number of games which have English translation patches released for them, and it's really awesome being able to play through new games which, if you didn't have Henkaku, you just wouldn't be able to play without knowing Japanese. So today I found a cool website which actually has a list of all of the currently known English translation projects for the Vita. It's just a basic little website, but it's quite nice because it collaborates all of the different translation projects together, as well as providing links that you can follow to download the patches if you would like to. So this is the website here. It's called VitaEnglishTranslations.wordpress.com. So I'll put the link in the description if you'd like to check this site out. But as I said, it's just a list of all of the currently known games that have English translations available for them. And there's already quite a number of games here, games that I'd quite like to try. So it's very cool being able to quickly browse to this site and just see at a glance all of the games that have translation patches. There's also a list here, just with quick links to each of the games. And there's also this other category called 3.60 English Asset Swap Patches. So these are interesting as well. For newer games that are coming out on the Vita, you may have noticed, but there are some cartridges that actually require 3.61 or above firmware to be able to play them. That's really unfortunate because obviously that would remove our ability to use Henkaku and run Homebrew. So it's not something I want to do on my Vita. So with Steins Gate Zero, for example, that's a game that requires at least 3.61 firmware, and I was really worried about that because I'm a big fan of the series and I really wanted to play the game. Ordered a copy, and of course I wasn't able to play it on my Vita, but thankfully the game was released much earlier in Japan, so the Japanese version of the game actually is able to be run on 3.60 firmware. Fortunately, people were able to dump the English assets from the English cartridge of the game, and from that we've been able to swap the files from the English version into the Japanese release, and if you do that correctly it will allow you to play the game with English files, so we're calling those English asset swaps. And there's two games here, there's Steins Gate Zero and Root Letter, another visual novel. Both of these games wouldn't be playable on 3.60 firmware normally, but thanks to swapping in the English files into the Japanese releases, we are able to play those games. So it's a pretty handy little website. I recommend you guys check it out if you're interested in playing translated games. And who knows how many other games we'll see get an English translation in the future. Seriously, there are so many games that come out only in Japan for the Vita. It's crazy. So I've actually got one of these games installed on my Vita TV here at the moment. So it's Chaos Rings 3. So if I just go ahead and launch this game here now, I can show you guys one of the English translations in action.
時は満ちました。古の約束を果たす者よ。私の記憶が正しければ、あなたの名前は
監室はこの先か。
So that about covers it for the Vita English translation news I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully that's opened your eyes for some of you who weren't aware of these translation patches, and I hope you guys can try some new games thanks to them. As always, thanks heaps for watching and subscribing. If you have any suggestions for Vita content you'd like to see in the future, just let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to put something up for you guys. Cheers guys, peace.
Baby.